Hello friends, I'm just going to jump right in and tell you what I'm doing. I'm working in my ESPN magazine that I've upcycled into my favorite art journal. I've layered on all kinds of collage papers in the background with matte medium to stick them down with and reinforce the page. I wanted it to be kind of botanical, maybe a little bit jungle. Then I sketched out both of these characters on a sketch pad and then cut them out individually and glued them down again with the matte medium. Now I'm going over them with my favorite Stabilo all pencil, and when you hit it with water it reacts like watercolor. So awesome shading. I love to grunge it up a little bit before I go over it in a minute with my gesso. Also, the flamingo is just my own creation. I just wanted some whimsical animals in this piece, and I saw the monkey on Pinterest. Actually, the monkey is a painting by Catherine First, I believe her last name is. That's how you say it. Look her up on Pinterest. Her stuff is amazing, very whimsical, just totally up my alley. And I'm working on my art journal so that I can return back to my paper mache, which is my first love. And this helps when I draw them and do the faces in two-dimensional, I guess that's one dimension, and take them to the three-dimensional. 3D is my favorite. So now I'm going to hit this whole entire thing with gesso. It smooths the edges, it kind of mutes everything back a little bit without it just being so harsh. So I'm going to go over the whole entire thing with gesso here, and then I'm going to go back over it with Stabilo. So basically I just layer it back and forth, some Stabilo and then water and then gesso until I kind of get my base coat on, I guess, covering up most of the sketch paper because it's pretty tender. It was a pretty large book that I worked in. So here I painted the gesso, and then I painted the jacket and the pink and the flamingo, and took his face back to more of a realistic character than more whimsical. Again, this is my version. I'm trying to learn by doing, and that's what art journaling is for me. It's a place that I can get inspired by someone else's work and learn from trying to recreate it. Of course, you can't sell this stuff. It's just for my own personal study. So this isn't my original work on the monkey, but you can find Catherine's work. It's Fuerst, I believe her last name is. Anyway, she's fantastic. So now I'm just going over the Stabilo with the umbrella with Stabilo to add some shading, get the little curves in a little bit better, and then hitting it with water again. The Stabilo is like one of my favorite tools to use with gesso. I love the way it will grunge up any painting, and I just love the patinas. I love it to look aged. I love the texture that you get when you do collage and art journaling. To me, it's a good place to use all of the tools and techniques that you're wanting to perfect. And like I said, use someone else's work to learn from, so that you can move on in your own endeavors and kind of learn a style through layering other people's work in mine. Styles develop. So I've totally enjoyed doing this piece, and going to ultimately, like I said, take it all back to my paper mache. I'm so grateful that I found art journaling and the women and artists that pointed me in this direction. It's just made an amazing difference in my own life of art, giving me a place to work every day in a journal on all kinds of techniques, and inspired by some amazing artists. Really, it's been such a great experience. And will ultimately take that back to my paper mache, and it will help. So all the artists that I've been either taking classes from or studying with online or doing something like this particular piece with, where I can't actually take a class from this person, but by doing this, it's taught me something. And taking the ruffles around the neck and then moving that into the paper when I start to make ruffles that are actually three-dimensional, it all just kind of feeds back into each other. Okay, so to say the face was a struggle is a little bit of an understatement. I wanted his face to be much more animated in the beginning, like I said, but I just couldn't get there, so I tried to take him back in the direction that she had taken him in her piece, but I think, I was actually going through something at the time in my own life, and I think it's all coming out in his face. I really couldn't get his face to be lighthearted at all. I tried. If I was going to paint the background pages, the papers, or not, but it kind of competes with the artwork actually, but I'm okay with that. So what I decided to do was just go around it and pull it away from the paper just a little bit with the stabilo again. And with the stabilo, it's a little bit darker than actual like black, maybe watercolor pencil. It's super inky, which I just love. Okay, so Lady La Flamingo and her gentleman are finished. I enjoyed doing this project. It was fun. I love him, even though I think I kind of let him down on his expression. I think he's a little sad, irritated, I don't know. But she looks cute with her little sassy smile, so on to better days. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a great evening.